Here you are, dear sister. We have brought this sacred thread from the revered Kali temple specifically for the bride. Kindly ensure that she wears it following the turmeric and henna ceremonies. In our Rajasthan, there is a belief that the fragrance of turmeric has the potential to weaken the bride. Please make sure that after the turmeric ceremony, the bride remains indoors. Rest assured, sister, we will secure this thread on Megha today itself. No evil gaze will affect her. She'll remain your responsibility for these 5 days.
After that, Megha's turmeric and henna ceremonies took place, and then Sahil arrived at their doorstep with the wedding procession. After the farewell, there is an 8-hour journey ahead. You have packed all the essential items with you, correct? Initially, you will enter our ancestral mansion, where you will stay for several days to complete the ceremonies. Afterward, we will all return to our residence in Jaipur.
Yes, Dad. I have packed absolutely everything. Please don't worry at all.
Megha was extremely thrilled to visit her in-laws, Sahil's ancestral mansion, and the traditional royal customs. The housewarming celebration felt like an absolute dream to her. They had ultimately arrived at their village.
Wow, everything is absolutely stunningly beautiful here. It all resembles magnificent grand mansions. Please stop and take my photographs with them.
Megha halted the vehicle and hurriedly ran to unlock the entrance of an abandoned mansion, making her way inside. The moment Megha stepped into the courtyard of that deserted mansion, hundreds of bats perched on the peepal tree. They soared towards the vast clear sky, and the swing in the courtyard outside unexpectedly began to move on its own accord. You really shouldn't wander off like this. Keep in mind, you are a newlywed bride, and this isn't a grand mansion. It's a dilapidated ruin. No one resides here, so please refrain from coming here again. Let's proceed now.
What transpired? Did you happen to see a ghostly apparition? Why are you reacting in such a manner? Oh, come on now. I merely wanted to have a photograph taken. Please, come on, won't you?
Observing Megha's unwavering determination, Sahil captures a photograph of her using the camera and subsequently enters the vehicle alongside her. And she proceeds towards the grand mansion.
Rashi, quickly bring the flower tray, the aarti, and the urn. The lady of the house has arrived.
Sahil's mother, Malini, warmly welcomes her daughter-in-law, Megha, and kindly requests her to gently tip over the pot with her feet as she steps into the house. Listening carefully to Masa's instructions, Megha gazes intently at the pot, and then purposefully knocks it over in the opposite direction with her left foot, causing the rice to scatter outside of the house.
What kind of foolishness is this, dear daughter-in-law? You've made an unfortunate omen. Rice symbolizes good fortune, which is why the pot is tipped with the right foot inward, letting Lakshmi bring prosperity into the house. You have illuminated the path to the prosperity of the household. Who would overturn the urn in such an opposite manner like this?
Let it go. It happened by mistake. No one would make such a mistake intentionally. She is tired from the long journey. She's not used to long journeys. Mansa became quiet when Sahil defended her. Nevertheless, it was quite disconcerting when Megha presented Malini with a smile as she entered the room alongside Sahil. The way the young woman looked at me with a sly expression and smiled as she entered her room makes it clear that she did not drop the pot by accident, but rather did so intentionally. However, why would the daughter-in-law choose to engage in such a deliberate act? Malini continuously contemplated over her daughter-in-law Megha's mysterious smile and the peculiar incident of the pot falling, the subsequent morning.
Sahil, kindly proceed to fetch the priest for the significant rituals and inform the daughter-in-law to prepare herself promptly.
Sahil instructs Megha to prepare herself promptly and then proceeds to summon the priest.
Oh, I told Sahil to ask the daughter-in-law to get ready quickly, and here we are. It's been 2 hours, but the daughter-in-law still hasn't come out of the room.
Aunt Malini hesitates momentarily at the entrance of the daughter-in-law's room. The harmonious sound of Megha's laughter resonates from within.
Observe, someone is expected today, so you should leave now. Here, someone is always watching me. Also, that elderly woman often gazes at me. With Sahil not home, who is the daughter-in-law talking to?
Malini is totally clueless, man. Without giving it much thought, she opens the door and steps into the room. There was absolutely no one discernible inside the room. The entire space appeared entirely vacant.
I was able to hear some voices just a moment ago. Where did they vanish so swiftly?
Malini was profoundly engrossed in her thoughts when the bathroom door gently swings open and Mega emerges, meticulously adjusting her elegant sari.
So now, she is attempting to demonstrate that she was in the bathroom, but perhaps she is unaware of the fact that I overheard everything. I have overheard every single thing. If I confront her directly, she will simply deny it. I must maintain a vigilant watch on her.
Malini grew suspicious of her daughter-in-law, Mega. And now she desired to know everything openly and transparently. Shortly thereafter, the ceremony commenced, and everyone became occupied with the housewarming rituals. The following day, Mega remarked, "What is this odor in our room? It's making it challenging for me to breathe, and my head feels quite heavy." It seems like she might throw up too.
Well, I do not really encounter anything quite similar to that.
Sahil noticed that Mega's facial expression seemed somewhat unusual, even throughout their conversation at a certain moment. She wasn't observing with her eyes. There was an unusual grin on her face, and she was persistently twirling her hair around her finger, seemingly lost in her own little world, softly humming. "Mega, Mega, where have you wandered off to?" It was as though Mega was jolted back to reality when Sahil called out loudly.
Did something happen just now?
Sahil was starting to think that Mega might be a bit simple-minded, but she had not yet spoken a word to him. "Could you please make a cup of tea? My head is hurting." Mega proceeds to the kitchen and begins to gaze at Sahil's elder brother in an unusual manner with her reddened eyes. "What seems to be the issue, Mega? Are you feeling all right?" Mega gradually approaches Vinay, causing him to feel quite uneasy. "Here, this is the sacred offering from our family deity. I came here specifically to present it to you." The moment Vinay makes contact with the offering from Mega's hand, she lets out a peculiar scream and swiftly runs away from the scene. Before Vinay could understand anything, he saw Mega coming into the kitchen from the front. But this time, seeing her brother-in-law in the kitchen, she covered her head with her scarf. "Mom, don't you find this girl a bit strange? Sometimes she adjusts her scarf, sometimes she comes and clings. I don't know what kind of manners she has." Vinay starts telling his mother about the incident in the kitchen. "Oh, has a young woman with absolutely no sense of character or decorum come across, attempting to establish contact with you?" Malini was quite astonished upon discovering the new daughter-in-law's rather peculiar behavior.
First, I heard her talking to someone in the room, and now this incident. What kind of street-smart girl has come here? I will have to keep an eye on her in this house, otherwise she will bring disgrace to the family.
During the middle of the night, Malini started to notice something quite unusual within her room, which suddenly awakened her from her deep slumber. As she cast her gaze towards the window, she observed a shadow moving on the opposite side of the glass pane.
Who is walking around the mansion so late at night?
Malini carefully rises from her comfortable bed and silently opens the door to her bedroom, observing Mega as she quickly makes her way to her own room.
Where is she coming from at this hour, and what exactly is going on in her mind?
Malini had started keeping an eye on her daughter-in-law Mega all the time. "Sir, the bangle seller has come. Did you order the Rajasthani bangles for the new bride?"
Mega, please proceed to select the bangles. I shall join you in approximately 2 minutes.
In less than 2 minutes, Mega gracefully descends the staircase to arrive at Malini's location.
Did you summon me, Masa? I was merely in the restroom. You were just outside to retrieve the bangles, correct? Is everything all right with your mind? How did you manage to go upstairs and return downstairs so swiftly? I was just descending from the upper floor. Which bangles?
Malini hurriedly makes her way towards the courtyard, yet she does not notice anyone present in that area.
How is this even possible? You just went outside, so how did you manage to come from the roof? I don't understand anything at all.
That particular night, Mother, I'm attending a friend's wedding ceremony. I will be back tomorrow, so please take care of yourself. This was shortly after Sahil had departed. Malini perceives a man's voice resonating from within Mega's room. She carefully opens the door to her daughter-in-law's room and cautiously peeks inside. The scene unfolding inside was so utterly terrifying that Malini's feet seemed to be firmly rooted to the very spot. Inside the room, only Mega was present, curled up with both feet tucked on the armchair. The chair was rocking back and forth vigorously. A dreadful sound was emanating from Mega's mouth, as if both a woman's and a man's voice were being heard simultaneously. She kept laughing. She was softly murmuring something unintelligible in a fragmented and disjointed manner. Suddenly, Mega halted abruptly and gazed intently towards the door. Malini felt as though Mega had become aware of her presence, so she promptly took a couple of steps backward.
What was that all about? What is happening to this girl? I should really leave from here, Sahil. He is not even at home. I am not feeling quite right.
Malini carefully descended the staircase and firmly closed the door to her room, yet she couldn't quite shake off the lingering memory of her daughter-in-law's laughter and her own dizzying spins. Malini was curled up on her bed when, quite unexpectedly, there came a knock at her door.
Who could have come at this hour? It's just Mega and me in the house.
The relentless knocking on the door continued to grow increasingly intense, causing Malini to begin perspiring quite profusely. After some time, the persistent sound of knocking on the door ceases on its own.
It appears that Mega has returned to her room. I shall go and verify at once.
Malini attempts to take a peek outside through the small opening in the door. Through the narrow opening, she observes Mega's pale and ghostly face directly in front of her. Observing this unsettling sight, Malini cautiously retreats once more. Abruptly within the confines of Malini's room, crimson footprints mysteriously materialize on the floor, only to disappear just as swiftly as they had emerged. Malini fully understood that there was a supernatural entity striving to assert its presence, attempting to communicate to her that merely closing the door would not be enough to stop it from entering. Fear had completely and utterly consumed Malini's heart and mind. The night seemed to stretch out interminably, longer than entire centuries for her. After somehow managing to spend the entire night, when Sahil finally returns to his home the following morning, Malini feels rather uneasy upon seeing him.
What's the matter, son? Why do you look so worried?
Are you present, Mom? Has Mega returned home yet?
Oh, where could she have possibly gone that she would need to come back from? Please, don't even bring up Mega's name. What I witnessed last night, if you were to discover it, it would completely knock the ground out from under your feet.
What are you talking about? What exactly did you witness last night? Mega wasn't even at home last night, so what did you actually see?
Is your mind not functioning properly? If she wasn't at home, then where could she have been? She was at home the entire night, and only I am aware of everything she did last night. In some way, I spent the entire night invoking God's name.
Oh, Mom, right in front of you. I took Mega with me to the wedding yesterday. She was with me the whole night. Then suddenly, I don't know where she disappeared at 4 in the morning. I tried calling her phone, but she probably left it at home. After searching for quite a while and still not finding her, I went straight home.
Afterward, I returned. What exactly is occurring? Why is it taking place? I cannot comprehend what is real and what is merely an illusion. My mind has ceased functioning. You attended the wedding by yourself, correct? And Mega remained here at home throughout the entire night. I personally witnessed her in her room, laughing hysterically, and then she proceeded to knock on my door. She began pounding on the door. Your spouse was growling like a wild animal. This entire situation appears extremely suspicious to me. If you had witnessed it with your own eyes, you would comprehend what I'm attempting to convey.
How can this be possible? How can one person be in two places at the same time? All this confusion is happening because of Mega, isn't it? Let's ask her where she was last night. Could it be that there's an imposter of Mega in this house? Someone acting like Mega entered the house.
Is there some kind of movie happening here? Where there will be a dual role and it will enter into our house?
Please say Mega's name. Even after Sahil persistently calls out for Mega multiple times, Mega still doesn't come out, and she isn't responding in any way whatsoever. Where could she possibly be?
Oh, she's in her room. Where else could she possibly go? Listen, dear, I'm not going to venture into your room, so go yourself and see with your own eyes.
Listening carefully to his mother's advice, Sahil quickly ascends the staircase, heading towards his own personal bedroom. He observes that the rocking chair in the room is persistently moving back and forth. As Sahil steps into the room, calling out Mega's name, the rocking chair abruptly comes to a halt. Oh, there is indeed no one present in the room upstairs. It is completely empty, and you are insisting she has been in her room since last night. Mom, we sincerely need to locate Mega. Where did she suddenly disappear to? I don't understand anything. Where should I search? Where should I go?
What's the need to look for that mischievous girl? I feel like she is not a human but a witch. Ever since she came into this house, something or the other has been happening. I have even seen her in 2 places at the same time before. I say it's good that she left on her own. At least we're rid of this trouble.
Mother, what exactly are you talking about? Mega is my beloved wife, and I am quite familiar with her. She is certainly not a witch. There must be something happening with her. I'll file a report with the police to ensure nothing bad happens to Mega.
Proceed. Oh, submitting a report to the authorities won't be beneficial. Accompany me to the wise sage in the hills. Only he can propose a resolution at this point. I sense there is something more occurring here.
Malini and Sahil head to the sage on the hill, sharing all their troubles with him. The sage closes his eyes and meditates deeply for a moment. After a short period of time, your daughter-in-law has an extremely limited amount of time remaining, as tomorrow marks the night of the new moon. During the night of the new moon, the power of the dark forces reaches its maximum potential, and your daughter-in-law is under its strong influence. She is already quite powerful, but Baba, my wife, is nowhere to be found, and there's absolutely no trace of her anywhere. What should I do now? All right, come along with me. Sahil and Malini accompany Baba to their grand mansion, and after entering the mansion, they remain seated there for an extended period, reciting sacred mantras, yet your wife is still not present anywhere nearby. To determine her whereabouts, I must employ my mystical abilities. Is there an abandoned house in close proximity to your residence where no one frequents? Indeed, Baba. I recall that following the wedding, when I was escorting Mega to the mansion for the initial time, we passed by the Chowsar mansion. Despite my cautionary advice, Mega ventured inside the mansion, and she captured a photograph. Allow me to present that photograph to you immediately. In a rush, Sahil retrieves his phone and begins displaying the photograph to Baba. Within the photograph, Baba observes a mysterious dark shadow lurking behind Mega, prompting Sahil, Malini, and Baba to ponder the reason behind it. Now you all must have comprehended, correct? What has been the underlying cause of the occurrences in your residence over the recent days? Where exactly is that mansion located? Please guide me there. It is possible that all your inquiries will find answers at that location. Sahil and Malini accompany Baba.
They lead them to the mansion with the game board, just steps from their home. There was a widespread rumor circulating throughout the entire village that there was something peculiar about the mansion that perpetually caused a persistent sense of melancholy in that place. The family who once resided in the mansion had vacated it many years ago and relocated to another place. Upon Baba, Sahil and Malini's arrival at the mansion, they observe Mega situated at the chessboard-like area. She is joyously swinging on the brilliantly radiant yellow swing and continuously laughing. As I had anticipated, it indicates my assumption was entirely correct. Please step back, as I know exactly what I must do. Baba, chanting Namo Narayan Bhagwate Vasudev, opens the grand mansion door and gradually begins moving towards Mega. Utilizing the vermilion he had carefully brought with him, he meticulously draws a protective circle around Mega, who is swinging in the bag, and then proceeds to sprinkle sacred water on her while chanting sacred mantras. As a result of Baba's persistent chanting, Mega sat down on the ground and began screaming loudly. What is happening to me? Baba, will my Mega be alright? I'm truly worried about her. It is extremely painful. Baba gestures for Sahil to remain at a distance and continues chanting the sacred mantras. After some time, Mega, feeling utterly overwhelmed, collapses onto the ground. Baba makes a gesture for Sahil to carefully pick up Mega. Sahil gently carries Mega out of the mansion. As soon as Mega exits the mansion, Baba ties a protective thread at the entrance while chanting a sacred mantra, and also places a protective thread around Mega's neck. Your wife is now out of danger. Out. However, please keep in mind that it is not only Mega, but absolutely no woman from the village should approach this mansion. Wouldn't you be interested in knowing what exactly happened to your wife? A very powerful jinn has arrived at this mansion. You were indeed fortunate that I encountered you at the most opportune moment. Otherwise, a significant disaster could have transpired. The entity that had been deceiving and perplexing you all for such an extended period was a genie.
It intended to take your daughter-in-law away with it. You might not be aware, but genies possess immense power. Once they fixate on someone, they don't easily relinquish their pursuit.
Then they do not readily relinquish their pursuit.
Sahil eventually returned to his home with Mega. Meanwhile, the bag that was hanging in the Chaucer mansion started to move once again.